Live from Plus Central Studios on this wonderful evening, welcome to Hammie Talks. Please welcome your host, Hammie Winston.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Hammie Talks, a talk show where we talk about literally anything and everything here in Plus Central and beyond. Our show today we have a lovely student from our very own Bettini's classroom who's doing their very best to succeed and loves the summertime. Without any further delays, please welcome our special guest star, Coral. Oh my goodness! Hi, Harry. It's wonderful to be here on the set. It's my very first time. It's a wonderful set too, isn't it? Courtesy of my lovely cast members too. We've got a lot to talk about today, Cole. But first, I'm sure our viewers would like to know a little bit more about you. Well, you did mention that I'm a student in class, and when I say that I'm trying, I mean that quite literally. Class can be very difficult depending on the subject. Even without a set of standards, yes, Bettini's classroom is difficult, very hard. I agree with the keys to success in my memory's class is asking for help if you need it and doing your very best work. When I'm not in class, I like to hang around Plus Central and go outside. Speaking of being outside, let's check with Meme today. How's the weather, Meme? It's really a nice day out today, Hammie. Warm and calm. I don't know why I protested about coming out here. It's a nice day to come outside after being with a class of students who don't understand basic phonics. And it's also a great idea for children to come outside and not be cooped up on their devices, like a certain someone. Hammie, get back to work on your homework. Do it now! That's great, Meme. You can come back inside now. As you were saying, Coral, when do you like to go outside the best? I like to go outside in the spring and summertime when it's not too hot or too cold. We live in Maine, so we can't win with the weather, or with the winter or the summer. The spring and the fall are the only middle grounds that we have. You're not wrong, Coral. It gets too hot in the summer, and then we complain it's too cold when we get tired of the snow. I still can't imagine being in places like Florida or Texas. The weather can certainly determine how our days go in class and in general. It's great to get to know you, Coral. Today on Hammie Talks, our main theme for the day revolves around money and power. I would like to know your thoughts on this topic, Coral. Well, Hammie, money is quite a topic. Money can do so many good things and bad things depending on how people use it and how much of it you have. People tend to say money is the root of all evil, but in a way of obtaining power and a level of status. Some people are happy with lots of money and don't let it go to their heads, while other people are happy with a decent amount or very little at all. Which brings us to our interview segment on the show today. Earlier today, I went out to our own Plus Central interviewing our own citizens, asking them about money and power-related questions. And this is what they all had to say.
Well, Hammie, money is necessary for survival. I mean, without our currency, what would we have in this world? Money makes the world go round, me lad. Money is what keeps your families going every day. It's money that pays for Plus Central to protect us. Most of the time. We won't get into that detail, Mr. Squidward. Money and power? When you have no money, people don't give a rat's nest care about you. But when you have lots of money, you have lots of power, and people can care about you and be afraid of you. But you can't have enough money, son. You gotta have it all! And you can never have enough money. You gotta have more! If you're a pirate like me, you have to take whatever you want, regardless of any means necessary.
Money can be good and bad depending on how it's used. For me and my princesses, we profit off of people's interest. That makes us successful. I mean, just because you don't have a lot of money doesn't mean you can't be happy. right? Wow, those were a lot of perspectives to take in.
It sure was a lot to take in, Coral. I think we get the consensus that money makes the world what it is, and it's a very powerful tool.
There's also this whole thing of lower, middle, and upper classes, Hammie.
Yeah, it's another classification of status and even people's happiness.
Most people think that money buys happiness. It's not wrong, but it can never achieve true happiness.
It's also the root of the world's biggest problems. I mean, when movies don't make enough money, people lose their jobs, just like in any businesses.
Petunia's classroom teaches us about why people work for money and why some of us can't or choose not to.
Oh, I believe it's time to take our PSA break, Cora. Please hold on to that wonderful thought, though. We'll be right back after a few words from our sponsors. Ouch.
Citizens of Plus Central, my lovely Vice President Yeti the Adorable Snowman has a few words to say about his upcoming presidential campaign.
Yes, I am running for president after President Merida and will definitely do what I can to continue what President Merida has started with the Plushverse phenomenon and otherwise, within and beyond Plus Central. As your president, I would definitely do what I can to preserve our Plushverse and make sure no alternate beings that threaten our democracy come in and try to destroy us. We are more united together more than ever. This Plushverse will help make us the best we can possibly be. I am Yeti, and I hope you would vote for me as your adorable new president. Henry Hopwin would not give you what I can give you as being a president. I am also for the children. I will fund Petunia's classroom to its best glory so your kids can have the greatest education possible. I am Yeti, the adorable snowman, and I approve this message.
Why were you speeding? I wanted a cup of coffee. Petunia's coffee? No, just coffee. Pooh.
Next time I'll say Petunia's coffee.
My name is Hannah. I will be on Plus Central's Panel of the People, Episode 6, titled, What Are Intellectual Disabilities? I really encourage you all to watch this program. Plus Central's Panel of the People, Episode 6, is not just about being aware of the intellectual disabilities that are around us. It's about knowing how to identify them and how we can be more inclusive in a diversity in our environment. Intellectual disabilities are all around us, and it's important to be aware of them and know how we can react in these situations. Please tune in to the next very special episode of Plus Central's Panel of the People that is sponsoring this program, Hammie Talks.
Welcome back to this very interesting episode of Hammie Talks. Yay! It is now time for us to react to some related videos. But before we begin that, I'd like to have Officer Bear give us a few legal words about this segment of our show.
The videos found in this channel on this are real situations found in the real world that we've recreated here at Plus Central. So please, 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 do not try to recreate these moments at home or in anyone else's home, or even anywhere at that matter.
You are so lucky you got out on the money.
Yeah, I know. I got plenty of money, and I don't have to worry about that stupid trial. I didn't even do anything wrong. That hush money trial. I have nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong at all. I have all this money I can get out on bail, and I have all this money so I can keep my job as the Petunia's classroom principal. Mr. Greg Wiggle is not taking my job back. He should never have left in the first place if he didn't want this job anyways.
And you have medical bills you have to pay.
Oh, that's okay. They'll be a slam dunk. It's a good thing we put our education money towards our son.
I mean, yeah, sure, you might be in college, you might be done college, but you're putting all your money towards your son's future.
Yeah, I can't wait for my son to grow up and be the best son he could possibly be. Little mini-me, I should say.
$15 for popcorn. Your prices are absolutely ridiculous, Marvin. I hope you're happy with yourself.
Listen, ma'am, I'm not the one who makes the prices, okay? I just have to sell them. And do I like having to sell them? Not really. The prices is just the way it is.
Inflation is really terrible in this day and age.
I didn't say it wasn't, ma'am, but if you have any concerns, you can talk to my manager. I'm pretty sure he won't be as nice as I will.
Now let's talk about each of these interesting videos, Coral.
It looks like these videos share the same ideas we have, they're just represented differently.
Yeah, these videos really make me think about how Plus Central handles things differently than out there, you know?
The first one looked at how money is abused, while the second one looked at how it's used properly. Both are the real deals, guys. This is better than learning about what's in Petunia's classroom. Sorry, Mrs. Petunia.
But sometimes you have to have experience. These things always come first. They're firsthand. You have to have the experience firsthand as well. Sorry, I stuttered a little bit. It's my first time on this show. Now it's time to close out this show with my wonderful words of wisdom from my daddy Wilbur. We'll leave our thoughts about the inspirational quote and let you, our audience, think about it. What do you have for us today, Daddy?
Oh, well, son, today's quote is extremely interesting and important to today's topic. Wealth is not about having a lot of money. It's about having lots of options, thanks to our friend Chris Rock. May I join you in this conversation?
Absolutely, Daddy. You are more than welcome to join us in this conversation.
Money certainly gives you lots of options, though, depending on what you have.
Yeah, you can have tons of options. It gives you several opportunities to try something new.
Agreed, son. I agree with you. That's a perfectly well said quote. Even with not a lot of money, you can still have many options and you can be very happy in the long run.
Even though college is a lot of money, sure, a person might not have lots of money coming out of it, but college is a great experience that opens new doors to new places that they could never explore before.
College itself shouldn't be seen as a bad thing just because you don't have a lot of money to be in it. There are other places to offer free tuition, which makes the experience better to not be bulldozed with debt.
Petunia's classroom is free anyway since it's a non-profit, right?
Yes, Coral, but class is probably the most highly successful non-profit Plus Central has.
You're absolutely right, Hammie.
Well, I think we can conclude our discussion with a better understanding of why we, on this earth, have and need a form of currency.
Well, it's a tool that many of us can abuse, you know? It's what we make of the world go round. It's what we make of this world. It would be very hard to adapt to our life without our currency.
It is still an interesting thing to think about, how successful someone can be with or without a huge amount of wealth.
It was great to be here on the show, Hammie. Thanks for having me as a guest.
You are welcome, Coral. Thank you, Daddy, for your wonderful words of wisdom, as well as to help us close our show.
Until next time, keep on appreciating what you already have, everyone.
I am certainly going to look into that with my time in Petunia's classroom and elsewhere. Thank you all for tuning into this wonderful first episode of Hammie Talks. If you liked or were inspired by what we talked about today on the show, please feel free to give us a comment on this, or keep this conversation going. Until next time, I am Hammie Winston signing off. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for being on the show, Coral. You were an excellent first guest.